on the industry. Zelda 1, grandfather of all action games. Link to the Past, the first one but better. Yeah, I think that's my entire review actually. In a lot of ways, it feels like the early Mario and Zelda games follow a similar pattern. The first games laid the groundwork for their entire genre while being a bit too simplistic to be fun. We have a sequel that are honestly just the perfect games, 100 out of 10s, both of them, absolutely incredible. And then we have the third game, which, while not as incredible as their predecessors, still managed to expand on the ideas of the original in every possible way. Also a 3D one that revolutionized everything, but we're not there yet, so that one's fake. When it comes to Link to the Past though, hilariously, I might have actually the least to say about this than any other Zelda game. Mostly because Link to the Past, the first one but better. Yeah, that's it, that's the whole game. I think that's what most Super Nintendo games were going for, the original but better. Super Punch-Out, Super Metroid, Super Castlevania, they're all the same thing but better. I think the one game that didn't do that was Kirby Superstar, which had multiple games instead of just one. Including the first game but better. Like literally for real, just shot for shot the original game but better. Except in this one you also fight Satan, so it's fine. Now don't get me wrong here, I get it. Nintendo had competition and wanted to show off what their new hardware could do. Hell, the console right after this, oh right, that did happen. But the one right after that literally had a tech spec in the title. This was just a time period. Just like the N64 were games in 3D, and the GameCube were games in 3D but better. With that said, because this game is just the first game but better, it comes with the added bonus of whooping the first two games' asses. Remember the old busted up piece of shit looking map from the original? Nope, that's gone. Now we actually have locations. There's like double the items to collect, and the spells from Zelda 2 are back, except instead of turning into a fairy and skipping half a stage, you can do this. Like I said, it's not as good, but it's close enough. But enough of this weak shit, let's talk about the bosses. Zelda 1 bosses, simple, quick, mostly enjoyable, but also hilarious. Zelda 2 bosses, God's gift to mankind. In fact, let's go ahead and rank them just like the first Zelda bosses. Honestly, the most breathtaking of bosses. This guy, he's shit. But now let's look at the bosses in this game. Holy shit! Dude, look at this thing. How did it even get in here? Alright, let's break it down. First, you gotta smash this thing's mask by bashing it in the face with a hammer. Then, while dodging its freakishly huge tail and fireballs, you gotta start firing arrows into its weird green spot, only to have it slowly blow up from its tail into a giant blaze of glory. Best boss in the series so far. In fact, best bosses in the series. Except this. Just why? And speaking of why is it that despite all this good shit in this game, it still manages to be kinda boring? Well, this is the part where I've revealed that this game is actually Paper Mario, but a lot less fun. In both these games, you have to travel to multiple places, get through a dungeon, and then rescue someone at the end to help stop the main bad guy. The difference is, in this game, I actually remember who I was saving and from what. If you put a gun to my head and asked me to name a single one of these ladies besides Zelda, or who I had to fight to save her, I'd say, please don't shoot me over calling a good Zelda game good but not great. Then I'd ask who the hell these people are. They are copies of the same character. They have nothing of interest. They are important because the game says so, and that's it. Now look at these guys. Are they in the game long? No. Do they mostly tell you the same thing? Yeah. But you recognize them as different characters. They talk different. They have different interactions with you. The lead up to each and every one of these characters doesn't just look different, it feels different. I will never forget this piece of shit Rose or the sun that couldn't get to the sky. I have no idea who any of these characters are, and I played this game a month ago. And that's this game's biggest problem. There's substance, but no variety. And if you're about to tell me that doesn't matter, please explain why Ocarina follows basically the same story, except instead of looking like this, the stages look like this. It doesn't matter how good a game is, if you're doing the same thing for 10 hours with more or less the same goals in mind, it's gonna get old real fast. Don't get me wrong, it's a good game, but it could have been a lot better. Seriously though, whoever made this boss, watch yourself, cause I'ma come over there and kick you in the balls.